Hi, my name is Alain Picard. I want to take an opportunity to share some drawing tools and materials with you, some of the things that I like to work with when I draw. You know, the great thing about drawing is all you really need is a pencil and a paper, right? But there really are a variety of media that you can draw with. So we're going to walk through some of the tools that I like to use, and we're going to start with paper. As you can see, we have 3 different tones, and paper is available in all kinds of weights and different tones, even textures. But really encourage you, if you're new to drawing, to try to work quite a bit on white paper and just get used to creating the full range of values on white paper before you move into some of the different tones like the gray or this really lovely brown. Now, there are all kinds of tones and colors, and as you get more confident working on white, move into those different tones to get more atmospheric or rich, interesting moods to your drawings, really. Let's look at pencils. If you come over here with me, we have a range from very soft or very dark. B pencils or even these E pencils are very soft. When it's harder, it has an H. So HB is about as hard as I like to go. So if I were to use an HB pencil, you'd see that it's still soft, but it's got a kind of gray, velvety look to it. Now, I like to have always at the ready as dark and as soft as the 8B. 8B, as you can see, is very soft, also a lot darker than the HB is capable of created. There are even some German-made pencils with the EB or the EE rating, and as you can see, even darker than the 8B. Very, very rich and dark. So if you want to create kind of a rich depth of value, you'd want to use that. Now, one other remark on these pencils is you can really sharpen them with a pencil sharpener. This is a little brass German pencil sharpener that I like a lot, and it creates, you know, this simple, clean look to the pencil. It can change its angle of sharpening for you. But if you want to get this look that both this pencil as well as this ebony pencil has, you're going to need to use something like an X-Acto blade. And the nice thing about using the X-Acto blade, you get a lot more of the lead visible, and you can then use that as you work to create a very broad area when you scrub it down on the paper, okay? So it's very, very nice to sharpen your pencils with the X-Acto blade. So some interesting different pencils to use from harder to softer. Let's look at some charcoal. I've got vine charcoal, extra soft vine charcoal that I like to use often at the beginning of sketching. It's velvety, very soft, easy to smudge around, very easy and forgiving to remove. And so I can rub that in and move it about. If I were to want to erase it, this is a kneaded eraser, a wonderful tool. I can just pull out an area of light and get a really nice little indication. We can actually draw with the kneaded eraser. I like to use harder. This is a compressed charcoal to get rich, deep, dark blacks. Now look at that compared to the last charcoal, very dark. And there's quite a bit of variation in between in terms of its thin, medium, thick. This is also, you know, really a soft charcoal, just in a thicker stick format. These are Nitram charcoal sticks, and they're very nice. This is an HB, I believe, or a medium. And another tool that's harder than the vine charcoal, has a lot of control. If you want to sharpen your charcoal, what you do is just use this sandpaper block, and you just rub it along that edge of the sandpaper block, and it'll create a nice, sharp, fine point. And you can do that also with these thicker ones as well. Create a nice point to your charcoal. So some great tools there for charcoal. Just to talk a little bit more about the erasers I would use, the kneaded eraser for more drawing in and pulling things out. This vinyl white eraser, it's really nice for cleaning up. So if I were to just want to remove some marks, clean up some edges, maybe I got a smudge with my finger, the vinyl is a great way to go. And have a brush, you can brush off your edges. So we've got our pencils, our charcoal, lots of different blending tools that I might use, from blending stumps to tortillons to paper towel or a chamois, different ways to blend and move about the graphite or the charcoal. Let's just rub with the chamois through that area of the deeper, richer graphite, and you can see how it'll blend it right up. So many other tools. Just another one that I like to use a lot is the charcoal pencil. So over here on the right, I've got a number of different pastel pencils and charcoal pencils, and it just has more control. So if I want to create linear strokes, this is again sharpened with that technique of having just the X-Acto blade sharpening it. We get some lovely effects, right, with that. And there are different colors. We've got this kind of warm sanguine pastel pencil, beautiful to bring some warmth into a portrait or something. And the white, very effective when we're using the toned paper. If we use the white on top of a tone, we can pull out those highlights, right? And we can use the black to push in the shadows. So the black with the toned paper and the white, already very, very effective visual approach. Here we have some hard pastels and some Conti. Another way just to jump in there, you can see that this Conti is lighter than my toned paper. Skin tone, different colors and various earth tones and warm tones that we can use. If you use a black hard pastel or a black Conti, you will get an extremely dark black for your dark accents. Beautiful, beautiful way to go. Now, one other tool over here, we've got the India ink pens, different nibs that have very thin to a brush. These are some markers in shades of gray, which are excellent tools for comping, working out compositions, checking in on your grays, your levels of value scale. So there are so many ways to develop your drawing, but really all you need is a pencil and paper to get started. And so the great thing is that you can explore and try a different variety of techniques using a variety of media. But I just encourage you to begin to experiment with these tools and materials. Good luck.